boards out, swapping boards, and putting in, from blank hard drives. I can't install Windows on it because it says it's not GPT format. It's MBR format. Well, what the hell's GPT? What the hell is this stuff? And, it's a learning process. I'm going online reading now. I can put anything on these things, and I run into a problem. I go read online, and I solve it. So I've been learning a lot. I'm no expert with this stuff, that's for sure, but just got another computer ready there. My last one. A lot of them went. I bought one that's 8th generation. I'm using this for Thetis. It's 8th generation, fast. It's has a stick in there, the MBE2 or whatever it is, the 6 on it. Boots up like in 10 seconds. And then, I would have never bought a new computer. I went and bought a brand new Dell, loaded up. It's 5.2 or something, I think, on the speed, the CPU, and it's loaded to the hilt. It was very expensive, but I thought, I do that every so many years. That's fine. I bought it. Then right after I bought it, as I'm buying these computers, I picked up this 8th generation. It's just as fast as that one. The damn thing is quick. And I got it for a real good deal, and I thought, damn, I can't bring the other computer back that I just bought. So I kept this one. Then I have 3 computers, because then I bought an Apple. I got a good deal on it, 27-inch Apple i7. And the guy sold to me pretty cheap. He said, the fan's going crazy, and I don't know why it keeps running, and it's going to burn itself out. So I bought it. I brought it home. I don't know nothing about Apple. And the fan is racing on it. I start reading online about, why the fan, and they say, see if the hard drive was switched out. So you got to take the whole front panel off this Apple. I'm pulling all apart, all the guts in there. Oh, my God. So I see a hard drive. It was switched. The normal hard drive that Apple has in there is temperature controlled. It has this little thing on the hard drive and sees the temperature and only comes on when it raises a certain temperature. So now that's why. So I don't want that hard drive in there because I have solid states here. I grabbed a solid state drive I had, a 500 SSD. So I put it in there, but it's going to race. So then I bought this little kit. There's a little kit. You put it on top of the hard drive. You put it all together. Put the whole thing back together. Now it's racing, right? Still racing. Now I go online. You get the software. You put this software on it. You set the temperatures you want it to be. Perfect. Bam. Done. Finished. So when you boot up the computer, it's going to run. And just hit the software button for the fan control. That's all you got to do. Just tap it. It's on. Goes right off. It's quiet as anything. So it's a 27-inch, really nice. So I said, I never had an Apple out here, so I got these 3 damn computers that I'm keeping, and I said, no more. What am I going to do with all these computers?
Holy cow. Boy, you dove in head first, didn't you? I've never played with a Mac, Apple, iOS, all that stuff. I don't know anything about it. And they use them for a reason. They're very good for, I know back in the day, right? Anything that was doing any kind of video editing, digital imaging, desktop publishing. My wife used to do a lot of DTP work. It was all on Macs, all on Apple, I'm actually recording this. I'm going to push it to YouTube because I got a 20 over on you. I'm probably fairly weak to you. I'm only pushing about 400, but this is really, this computer I'm on right now is my first Intel. I'm trying to think if I had another. I think the last Intel I actually had was long time ago. And this one is, I don't know what gender, you know what they are. And do you go by Rich or Rick? I can't remember. This is an i7 9700 Coffee Lake. It's clocked at 4.8, and it's running about got 32 gigs of RAM in there. No M2 drive. I've thought about going to that, but everything's all solid state. And seems to run very good. And I'm playing with a new rig, by the way. This is a Sun SDR2DX, and it's only about coming up to 2 weeks old tomorrow, so I'm still fussing with it there. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're on 9th generation. You're doing good. And the K is the good one. That's the one where you clock it. Excellent. I had one of those. I bought it from Micro Center when I was going all through these different computers, and I think it was $800. And I thought, wow, that's pretty cool. It had the lights on it, the glass on the side. And my problem was, I forget the problem I had. Damn it. I said, if I buy this computer, I told them the problem I was having with my other computer. Oh, you're not going to have that. This is 9th generation. It's new computer. So, fine, I bought it, and it had a problem. I don't know if it had a problem or if it was me. I brought it back. Then I saw they had one on sale. And maybe it's the one I brought back. I have no idea. It was $535 or $545. 9th generation, the K, 97K. Holy crap! I'm going to buy it. So I bought it. And after I bought it, I don't know. There was something, the same problem I think I was having with the other one. So I brought it back, and I said, I hate bringing it back. It's a great deal, though. Somebody's going to buy this. I shouldn't. Should I keep it? Then I brought it back, and I discovered the problem was on my end. There was software conflicting with other software. I found out what it was, and I corrected it. And that's when I said, the heck with this. I'm just going to buy a 10th generation, and I only do it once every so often. And then I was mad after I did it because I got this 8th generation computer at a real good price. But then I said, hell with it, keep them all, throw them on the bench. But the 97K, you can't go wrong with that. That's an excellent computer. It's quick, probably is just as quick as probably the 10th generation. You don't see much difference now with one to the next. But computers. I don't know. I should have got into it years ago playing with them. I like it. It keeps my mind busy. When you run into problems. Then what I do is every one of them I sold is Windows 10 Pro on them. Every one of them. I sold about 20 at least computers at least. And they all came. Some came with no hard drives. Some came with hard drives. But if you upgrade from Windows 7 to Windows 10, it's free. They're still doing it as of yet. So, if I got to put in, I have hard drives here, real cheapos. They're a terabyte, 2 terabyte. So I'll throw it onto the computer and I'll put Windows 7 on it. And then mostly the keys are all on these computers. Put that key in it. And you put the key in, now it's registered Windows 7. Now I have a thumb drive. I throw the thumb drive in there that has Windows 10 on it. It automatically just goes right up to Windows 10 Pro free. They're still doing it. They want people out of 7. They want them out of it, so they're doing free upgrades for them. So every computer's been going. I always say, Windows 10 Pro, activate it. And they figure, it's got that on there. Oh, great, And then sometimes, like I say, you run into a problem. One key I took off, and the damn thing wasn't taking it. What the hell is going on here? So then I called up. I guess the guy before that had the computer must have used the key too many times. I called up. They said, oh, no, that key's used too many times. I says, doesn't matter. They says, no, because I said, but it doesn't matter. If it's used on the same computer, why can't I use it a dozen times? It's not going to other computers. It's different if it was going to another computer. But on one computer, if I have problems, if I have, any kind of viruses on my system, I'm having all kinds of problems. I got to keep loading Windows back in it. I can do it as many times as I want if I own that key. All right, okay, so they activated the key, and I got it on that one. All of them will activate, but the guy with this computer, the one I'm selling, must have activated it too many times. So, but they all, like I say, they load up quick. But in the GPT, I'm glad I learned about that. There's other little stupid things I learned, and some things I write down because I'm going to forget. If I only do it once, and I run into that problem again, it's going to be like, what the heck did I have to do? And I forget I had another problem I had to read on the net and then found out what that. But the internet is a very useful tool, like with computers. Like I said, always keep reading, doing this when I run. And I like running into problems sometimes because then I figure, okay, now what is this? And I spend more time on the computer, keeps me busy, for an old guy anyway. I'll be 69 in June. Got to keep that mind active. KF2GG.
K1GMM. Boy, you got that straight. What are you running? Just out of curiosity, this is a problem I had just this past week, and I've been having an issue with screens flashing. I run 3 displays on this computer, and I do, I fuss around. I do a lot of streaming. I have multiple applications open. Of course, the SDR software, and you know the routine. And the screens have been flashing for a long time. Well, it's gotten progressively worse, and I had a Windows update that foobarred me. There's 2 questions here. I was running a 1050 Ti card for a GPU, and I suspected it was the card, so I ripped that out, and I jammed in an RX. What is it? I think it's an RX 560. It's a gigabit Radeon, which I think is a better card technically. It's older now. It's not what I would consider like a high-end gamer's card, but it's a very good card, Jam that in there, completely solved the problem. That NVIDIA, and I did all the, the modifications that you go online. I went online and I typed in the problem. Sure enough, it's got all kinds of problems with NVIDIA, popped up at NVIDIA. And with screens flashing, well, do this and do that. None of it worked. Did it all. Didn't fix it at all. Tried to roll back the driver to a previous driver because they said some of the newer drivers are foobarred, so that didn't work. So I figured maybe it's a conflict with the hardware because you can't get those. In a computer, you can have hardware conflicts where some motherboards and stuff like that just don't want to play nice with certain pieces of hardware. So I ripped it out, put it in the 560, all sorted. Everything's beautiful. So I was wondering what you run for a GPU. And the second question is, you mentioned the upgrade. My wife, believe it or not, right now is in the process of backing up her laptop. It's an older laptop. It's got a registered version of Windows 7 on it. And she's putting, she wants to upgrade to Windows 10. However, she doesn't have a key because it's an old laptop that she got from her previous job. So she doesn't know how that's going to go. Do you know do you need a key to actually upgrade it, or if it's a registered copy, will it upgrade automatically? Go ahead.
Yeah, if it's a registered copy, it should do it, because when I put Windows 7 on here, I put the key on it, and it's activated. Now that it's activated, and it sees that, Windows 10 Pro should go right over it. All the ones I've done here so far, not one of them didn't say I couldn't do it. So yes, and the new one, I think it's 1060, a 1060 on the graphics card on that one. This one, the 8th generation, might be, I'm not sure, maybe a 760. I never ran dual monitors, never tried that. I don't know, too, if you have driver booster. All the techs love driver booster, I think it's called. Yeah, driver booster. And one shot, it just looks at your whole system. The whole system, and then it tells you how many are outdated. And just hit, and it does it automatically, right on its own. I've always used that. One of the techs had told me that. He said, get driver booster. And that's pretty handy. I use a lot of different things, glary utilities, that's free. Revo uninstaller I like using. You probably use that as well. Because when you uninstall something, it still branches of it all over your computer. Where Revo uninstaller, I always put it in advanced mode, advanced. So when I go to uninstall something, the software may come up on its own that you were using, whatever it is, say it's Thetis or what, it might come up and say you're uninstalling this, but you're actually in Revo hitting uninstall it. You point to the, Thetis and you say uninstall. Now Thetis comes up and says we're going to uninstall it. Let them uninstall it. You're in advanced mode. You always make sure. It uninstalls it. Now you see if there's anything left with Revo. It shows you all the places it's at, and then you hit, select all, delete all, and it fully gets everything out. Then when you delete everything you delete is still fully not off your computer. It's in areas on your computer that need to get used up eventually. So then use Glary Utilities on in there. It has a thing for everything you deleted. You want it gone, and it goes over 3 times, and it's fully out of the system.
Okay. Another quick question. Seeing as how you're talking computers, because that's what I do. I don't use that, and I should use that tool. Do you know if that deletes the registry keys and everything? Does it basically gut it out of the registry? Because I've gone through. Just this afternoon. It was my bad. You know what they say? 99.99% of the time it's user error. Well, yeah, it was. I had a button switched off, and I thought the software was all messed up, and ended up uninstalling it. And I wanted to blow everything out, right? So I go into app data and roaming directories and check the temp files. I go into the C drive, and I uninstalled it. Of course, it left everything behind, so I blew it out. Now, when the software came back, there was nothing there. It didn't remember anything. It was a complete fresh install. However, I've done that before, and it did not take the stuff out. So I'm wondering if what did you mention? What was that software that uninstalls, does like a clean uninstall for you? Do you know if that actually gets into the registry as well?
Jesus, I forget now. Glary Utilities,
check,
whatever it does.
Check.
One of them
check
might come up. Maybe
here on the mic.
Trying to think now as I use them. Glary Utilities and Revo Installer. Maybe it's Glary Utilities, but it goes through everything and cleans it out. It asks, and I always say everything. Just do everything, and everything is fine on my computer. Never once ever had a problem using both of them. I just clean everything. What I wanted to do all. And especially, too, when you go with things you haven't deleted, that you deleted off there, even using Revo and Installer, that they say that's supposed to get rid of everything. But other things that you delete, this Glary's people swear by it. It goes into everything, and it just shreds it 3 times. Anything that you deleted in the past, gone. But I would definitely get that Glary Utilities and Driver Booster and Revo Uninstaller. You get the free versions. Over.
Okay, that was my next question. If they were a paid app, but you can, and the free versions work fine, I guess, right? Well, they're working for you, correct?
Yeah. Glary Utilities, there's a pay version or free version. I think Revo as well. You can get the free. I always get free versions. And like I said, Driver Booster, the free version, I get on that. And that's what the techs told me they use. I said, they said, no, just get the free version. And it works great. It looks over the whole computer and everything pops up. Then I even do something extra. I have these are Dell computers that I have, the 2 here. So I go and get Dell Assist and I download it. Now I have Dell Assist. I hit Dell Assist. It comes up and tells me about my whole computer. It tells me your BIOS, just last month or something, there's an update. And I tell it, get everything that's new for it. For this, they sees the card I have in here, graphics card or sound card, whatever it is, and it does it. It just throws everything, and then the screen blinks, it restarts, and I got the latest BIOS. Now with the 8th generation Dell Assist, I said I had to check it out. Oh, it was a few back from what it should be. I got all the updates from Dell right there. Just hit the button and goes through your whole computer, sees it, and then puts everything in there. So I like all those little free softwares, KF2GG.
Anybody else around? You want to jump in? We'll leave the light on for you, as Tom Bodette would say. You remember Tom Bodette, right?
Hello, Richie.
Hey, good evening, laddie. Tom Bodette. Tell me, what was he? Then I'll know right away he was. I don't remember the name.
Oh, you gotta remember Motel 6. Motel 6. We'll leave the light on for you.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because sometimes someone says someone's name and no, tell me. Yeah, absolutely.
with the amplifier on?
Your signal's great. Over?
Okay, that's good news. You're coming up to about 25 over now.
Yeah, I've got you good here. Definitely both of you are nice signals here.
Look, LED putting out about 700 watts on this fan.
You know, and that's all you need sometimes. You ever go like from 100 to 700, and wow, you see a difference. Then someone says, yeah, now I'm going to 1400 watts, and you figure, well, maybe it went up a dB. I don't know. It didn't do too much. It's usually that initial jump.
Okay, who's the other gentleman in New Jersey, maybe?
No, I'm up here in Vermont, believe it or not, about 15 miles north of Manchester. Handle Steve, and the call is Kilo 1 Golf Mike. And are we into evening? I've lost track of time. Oh, gosh, yeah, 7 o'clock. Yeah, how you doing?
Okay, Mike, you got Rich here. We're up in Rochester, New York, and I got to clear out of here. I got a net. I got to try to sell one of Richie's computers. Well, it's mine, but it's similar to what he's trying to peddle.
Oh, is that what Richie, is that what you're trying to do to me? Are you trying to peddle some computers on me now?
Viable system. It's clean. The CPU is a quad-core i7, Windows 10 Pro. Tell them about all the RAM you got in there. Say, if you're looking for that perfect computer and a reliable computer, this is for you. Don't buy somebody's headaches. And make that sale.
That's right, Richie. You're a great salesman. That's why you did great with the cars. Okay, Richie. And Mike, or what's it? Oh, Steven, I'm sorry. K1 Golf Mike, and KF2 Golf, MX2 are going to be clear. 73s, God bless.
Hey, you too. You take care now. Have a great week if I don't catch you.
Yeah. That was the best thing I enjoyed in life was wholesaling cars. It was like a job that was never a job. You ever do something like you go gambling or whatever it is you like to do? It's like your hobby. You love it. Well, that was a hobby to me more than anything. I just loved it.
Oh, that's almost like a disease, dude. That's almost like ham radio. What is it? Wholesale Anonymous, like ham radio anonymous or something.
Well, you know what it was? It was a lot of fun because Mrs. always kept her car. That was it. That was her car driving. I don't want no other. Me, I drove cars every month, different cars, nice cars. Put the dealer plate up, driving this for a month. This is nice. Get rid of it, but drive some. Meantime, you're selling other cars, but it was fun. It was a lot of fun during the years. It just, nothing like getting phone calls and what do you got? I got a couple cars here, this and that, and I want this much. And if the price is right, you figure, you better run. You better not even walk. Run. I would fly to the bank, fly there, because you know yourself, a good deal waits for nobody. Somebody's going to grab that deal. So I could even be eating Sunday dinner and wife just putting it out. Hey, Richie, I got a couple cars over. This is what I got to give for them. Yeah, I'll be over in about 10, 15 minutes. The wife would, what are you, crazy? I don't care about that. This is money. I used to love it.
That's cool, man. That's kind of like... I'm a retired wedding photographer, and I, of course, that's, it's a highly charged environment. So I was pretty much under duress the entire time. It wasn't particularly fun, but it was challenging, and I actually loved it. It was. I'm an extreme introvert, man. I get drained in groups of people. Like if you were throwing a party, you said, hey, Steve, you want to come over? I'm having a party. You'd find me over on the wall or over on the side chatting with one or two people the entire night. You would not find me in the middle of the room ever. And that's kind of, what weddings are like. That's what it's like. So it would take me 2 to 3 days to recover, but I kind of understand what you're saying. It was a lot of fun, man. I actually really miss it.
Yeah, but you know something, Steve? I used to be, and this is the wife will tell you, I developed this phobia. If I was in a wedding somewhere, I probably would last 10, 15 minutes there and leave. The crowds, I would get sweat. My heart would pound through my chest. Phobia. I don't know where it came from crowds. I started cutting myself off from going to the store because you got to stand in line. Just went to do things I had to do with vehicles or different things. Then came home, and that was it. I didn't want to go out. And it was bad. It got very bad. And I used to be very sociable when I was younger, so I thought, I can't live like this no more. I can't do it. I can't. So one day I got up and I said, I'm going down to the mall, Willowbrook Mall, shopping, a big, huge mall in Wayne. I'm going to go there every day. I'm going to go down there. And as long as I know they got an entrance and an exit. Someone said, oh, you can go. They have classes for phobias and join groups. See, I'm not one to join a group. I'll tell you why. No one could ever sway me or anything. I have my own mind. If I go to a place, what are they going to tell me that I already don't know? They're going to tell me that you got to go out, you got to confront these crowds, you got to do this, I know that. I don't need someone to tell me that or hold my hand and walk in with me. So long as I know there's an entrance and an exit. So I go down to the mall down there. This is years ago. And it's crowded. Oh, man. I walk in there, I'm sweating. Holy crap. But I know I can leave anytime I want, so I rush out. Oh, man, I'm breathing better. Oof. But now that I'm breathing better, I got to go back in again. Oh, man. I did this every day, almost for 2 weeks. I don't know what happened. After that, it didn't bother me no more. Steve, you could take me to a wedding and say, Rich, come on in. And everybody's dancing on the dance floor. I'll go out on the dance floor. Yeehaw! And eat all that free food, Steve? God dang it! But the missus says, now I met her when I was 19. We're married 50 years this June. I'm sorry, December. 50 years this December. And she says, I think I like you the way you were before. You're so outgoing. You want to do this, you want to do that. Just relax. I never say it's gone. I don't know where it came from. But it doesn't bother me. And my train of thought after I did this was positive. Get all negative out of your mind. Because you think, when you keep thinking, hey, what if this, what if that? And that's what develops. It gets worse. Now I think, I don't care. I don't care. I don't think negative about anything. And back then I had a problem sleeping, worrying all the time, not going out. Now, 5 minutes, the wife will tell you, once that TV is off, 5 to 10 minutes, I'm out like a light. If I get up to go to the bathroom, back in bed, 10 minutes, I'm asleep. But that was something to do. 2 weeks straight. And damn, I was shocked how I beat it, But, I know how you feel sometimes. You were talking with people. Me, I went to a wedding, and back then, the wife is Italian. She had always tons of things going on, weddings and all these things going on. I went to one, and she knew how I was. She said, well, just try. I went, I sat down there, and I was there maybe 10 minutes. My face was wet, and she understood. I left. I went. I figured I showed. I went there. But I figured that's crazy. A lot of people will get insulted. If you out somewhere and then 10 minutes you leave, it's like, what the hell's the matter with him? So I needed to break that habit. KF2GG.
K1GMM. That's amazing, dude. Congratulations. That is not something I've read a lot about that. My mother is terrified of going in stores. Terrified. She has been for a long time. I think she's better now, but that's exactly what she did. I mean, she couldn't even go in a store, man. She didn't even like being in the car. Crazy. I couldn't understand it. It was like you said, it's a phobia. And she's not, of course, she's like 88, 89 years old now. So that's, it's not so big of a deal now because she doesn't go out. I just sold her rig, and she doesn't drive, so, yeah, I mean, I'm going to roll that back a little bit. I think I got a little bit too much go-go juice into the 204. Yeah, so that is quite an accomplishment because it's a serious thing and it's debilitating, It pretty much prevents you from doing some very necessary and very important things. And it's no fun to live like that, is it?
KF2 golf, no, because she would go to the store and do things, do this, and she worked around it, which was nice, but then it's just helping my habit, like, oh, good, yeah, you'll do this, you'll do that, you're okay. And I know exactly how your mother was. Go in the store, no, man, I couldn't go. Why? No, you can go in, I'll wait outside. And it was bad. I mean, then once I had to pay a traffic ticket. I figured, oh, crap, what happens if I don't show in court? They'll get a warrant for you. You got to pay the ticket. Oh, no, if I had this phobia, how am I going to do this? You got to walk up to the thing there, the podium. And I'm walking up there, I swear to God, I'm not kidding you, Steve, my knees were shaking, like I'm shaking, I'm starting to, and they were looking at me, they says, are you okay? Because my face was sweating red. I thought I was going to have a heart attack, and that's what you always think when it's happening, you're going to have a heart attack, you know? And I just barely made it out of there. And like I just kept thinking all those things, and I said, I got to do something. And it was hell doing it the first week. Going in and out of there, you know, only a couple minutes out, couple minutes back, a couple minutes out, then a little longer. Then all of a sudden I'm walking the whole mall, walking all over, and then all of a sudden you say to yourself, what the hell was so bad? You know, where did it come from? And then you test yourself in gatherings like restaurants with friends or people. You figure, oh, yeah, I could never do that before. And I have no problem going out with friends at restaurants, anything. So it's gone. I mean, totally gone. Do I say, no, gone for good? I don't know. I always say, how'd I get it? But I know one thing. I just no more think negative on anything. What's to be is to be. I don't care no more, you know. Maybe that's good or bad. I don't know. But now I know everybody at the supermarket. I know all the gals down there. I'm always talking to them. I go to Costco's. I know everybody. Even the girl behind here that makes the pizza and hot dogs, she's in the back. Richie! I said, how do you remember me? With all the people you got in this place that come here every week. I remember the good ones, Richie. And I always talk with her. But now I'm not afraid, you know, to get in conversation with people or talk. I love talking with people now. But if that was so many years back, if you went to meet me or something in a place, you say, I would barely say 2 words to you. If I was out in the crowd somewhere, if you said, Rich, let's go over to the bar over here. Well, I don't drink, but if I did and went to a bar, you would be talking to me, and I'd maybe barely give 2 words back. Like, when do I get out of here?
Oh, that's funny, man. That's good stuff. It's actually a success story. You know what I'm saying? It's good. Yeah, I'm trying to think. The only phobias I got two big phobias. I hate bees. And it's from a childhood. I was traumatized as a child. I know that's the reason why. And I hate bees. I don't mind bumblebees and honeybees. Do not bother me. I terminate every single wasp, white-faced hornet, yellow jacket that I find. They are of no use to me. And I go on full-blown Terminator. I'm in that mode right now. Springtime, because they're all looking. Once it really starts warming up, temperature hits 70 up here. You know, they're all out and they're trying to nest, and they're looking for a place. They get in my 4-wheeler and oh god, dude, in my trailers, in the tongue. I'll go to pick up the tongue on grab the trailer to put it on a hitch, and I'll grab the tongue of the trailer, and all of a sudden all these bees come flying out the end. You know, it freaking drives me nuts. But anyways, the other one is heights. I often have people ask me, why don't you put up a tower? I said, are you going to climb it and maintain it? No. Well, that's why I don't put up a tower, because I don't climb, and I never will. I got this little ranch house. You know, it's like 1,400 square feet on the main floor. I'm in the dungeon. I got a man cave down here, which is my own private Idaho. And it's double drywalled and insulated. It's an old studio, you know, so it's quiet. And yeah, I don't get on the freaking roof of this. I do get on it because I have to go up and clean the chimney. The eaves on this house, I kid you not, are only about 10 feet off the ground. And, you know, by the time I'm getting on the ladder, I'm starting to shake. You know, it's like, come on, dude. I mean, you could practically jump off this roof and tuck and roll and you'd be fine. But, yeah, those two things, man, I've never been able. If you asked me to jump out of a freaking airplane, you'd have to put a gun to my head. I'm serious. Even if the plane was going down, I'll tell you, there'd be a lot of hesitation there. Probably would have been cured if I was in the military and I was forced to jump out of a plane. I wouldn't have a problem, would I? K1GMM.
KF2 golf. But yeah, I agree 1,000,000,000%, Steve. Heights, right? Scares the hell out of you. When I was a kid, like when I got married, I quit my job and I was selling cars, retailing. I started doing a little bit of that. It was hard finding these cars every day because I quit my job. I had to go out and scout different areas and try to make money. And so I started a landscaping business too. I saw guys going around. I hired a couple guys, got the truck and tools, and tried everything. So this one spot, we get out of the vehicle, the truck with the machines to cut, and the guy just hired us, but he didn't tell me he had bees. He had these 2 boxes back there all built up, and the bees, I guess, are all in there, So the guy's in the front, and I'm in the back, and cutting around this thing. Million bees start coming out of this hive to whatever it is. They make honey in there. Whoa, I'm swinging all over. I took my shirt off. I'm swinging at them. I got bit here, bit there. So the owner comes out. He says, listen, he says, yeah, if you don't want to go near that, I should have told you that. You don't have to go near them. He says, I'll cut the grass near them. I said, how are you going to cut them? He says, well, if you just walk slowly around as you're cutting, as long as that shoot doesn't hit the grass into there, you're okay. They'll get aggressive if you start shooting it into that box. But if you just don't do that, go around the hive, everything, you'll be fine. But I'll do it. So I figure, all right. So I used to go so many feet before it, then he would cut the rest of it. Then each week I started going, cutting. Once in a while I would get bit. Son of a gun, he got me. But I was no more afraid of him. Then I used to go around there. They're all coming around. They're swarming all over. And I just walking back and forth. Once in a while I would get stung. There's no question about it. But they never really came in attack mode. They would just, see the coming near their box there. And they didn't bother me anymore. So bees, but heights, oh man, heights scare. I remember years ago too. I figure, hey, maybe there's money in a gas station, because as I was getting a young kid, the cars were taking off. They just kept taking off, and I figure, Steve, I didn't have my dealer license. What the hell am I going to do, man? The neighbors started having my cars. I just got married, moved into an apartment, and I guess they didn't like me parking these cars in front of their houses. They considered that their parking spaces out in the street. I figure it's public. My cars are being towed away. They're not registered. So now what the hell am I going to do? So I got to get my dealer license. I got to do it. If this is going to be my life journey, I got to do it. So there was I needed a lot, Steve. I had to have a lot. So I went in a real bad area. It was a crime area way down in Newark. And I saw this empty lot. So I went over to the corner store. They said, what's that lot over there? He said, what do you want with that lot? That's mine. I said, you want to sell it? So I talked with him. I got a good deal on it. He says, you're going to put cars in that lot? Well, here's what I did. To get the dealer license, you need the lot. So I got this little mobile trailer. I put it on there. I put the lights all up. The bathroom is in there. I got all lights. I got a fence up, Now, I wouldn't put a car in that lot for all that. Forget it. I would never do it. It'd be stolen. So they came down, everything. I got applied. I got all my dealer plates, everything. I never, ever put a car in that lot. Just paid it off, left it there, and now I had my dealer license. Now I got dealer plates on these vehicles. And we were married the first couple of years, 2 years. Then I turned 22 and I bought my house here. And then I thought the cars. So I started slowing down because I started a cleaning business too. The cleaning business was going good, but I slowed down with cleaning. I started getting out of that. The cars were taking off now because I didn't have to go scout for the cars anymore. I started running ads in all newspapers. They're like, cash paid at your door, call me first, top dollar paid. All these sayings, and they figure I was getting, and the calls were coming in, people who were selling cars. And there's some cars you're not going to buy. Steve, they want too much. But out of all those calls, I was getting vehicles every week. I started, and now I don't want to retail. I don't want to do this no more. You got to answer phones all day. You got to stay by phones. You got to show the car. I want to wholesale. I don't want to be bothered. I hooked up with this one fella. It was like marriage made in heaven. He was a retailer. He could move cars like nobody's business. So he came up. He looked at a few cars I had. He tried lowering me down. So I figured, listen, me and you can have a good relationship. I said, we're both going to make money. When I give you a price, there's no dealing. But you have a choice. You're going to get these cars from me. And the minute you can't make money off of me with these cars, you got a choice. Stop buying them from me. But I guarantee you, me and you are going to make money. He says, fine. All right. He bought the cars. From that day on, he was taking everything in my path. I mean, I knew what to look for. I don't want, I knock on wood, I never lost on any car I ever bought. Knock on wood. Lucky. But it was just a good rapport. So then and even with the gas station, I figured I'll get the gas station, throw cars all on the lot. And then the 2 bays were closed off. I'm going to open up those bays, get a mechanic and say, look, we're going to split. You run the whole thing, we're going to just split. And so I leased this gas station, and I'm opening up the bays. The company's calling me. The vice president of the company, Rich, what are you doing? I hear you got cars all over the lot. Yeah, I got cars on the lot. I'm opening up the bay. No. We don't want those bays open. Gas only. What? And the cars, what the hell are they bothering? I don't want cars on the lot. Well, Steve, I mean, it pays the bills, but I was never comfortable with just paying bills. I got to have money. I mean, if you're going to retire, just me and my wife. So I said, hell with this. So I called up all the dealers. I'm not kidding you. I said, wife will tell you. Because I said, I'm going to get the heck out of this station. I said, if I can't make more money. She says, are you kidding me? Why? It pays the bills. I said, that's not enough money for me. I've got to get the hell out. So I called up all the dealers. I said, because I knew them. We used to always talk. And I said, you all complain you're not making enough money, right? We all got to band together. Tomorrow morning, all of us don't open up these stations. And we want to be able to do more. Open up the bays. So they all got mad. I got them all riled up, Steve. I got them riled. They said, we're going to do it. So that morning I walked in. Pumps are off, everything. And I'm making phone calls. Oh, Rich, no, I got a family home. I had to open this one. This one open. God dang it. They were riled. Now they're not doing it. So I called the company up. I said, you got to come down here. I got to close up. What do you mean close up? I says, there's not enough money in here. I couldn't do that, Steve. So I got out of there, stuck with the cars, and it was the best thing for me. But I always tried different things to see what would take off. But my main love was, the cars. I could talk all day about that. And I always liked, always around me, Steve, I had to have one car that was an antique, a ragtop convertible. With the skirts on it and everything. I can't tell you how many I've owned, and gorgeous convertibles, caddies. And then once I strayed, a friend of mine had a body shop, custom vets, everything he did. He was expert at his field. I used to hang down there a lot in the winter months, hang around. So he says, Rich, I got a 64 vet coming in convertible. He says it's going to be in, and he's going to sell it. It's a good deal. If I had the money, I'd buy it myself. I said, really? So I looked at the car. It had low mileage, everything. Nice. So I bought the car. And then I got in the car. Steve, I looked like Fred Flintstone. I mean, I'm 6'2". What the hell? That car was too small for me. So I had to sell it. Boy, it was nice. Then I got a call. A friend of mine knows I like old Caddy convertibles. He said, a guy, I think it was a 61 Caddy convertible. He said, a guy's got it, the original owner. He said, and it needs a paint job. It's never been hit. He said, but it needs a paint job. It's got about 50,000 miles on it. And the price was right. So I grabbed my dealer plates and I told the wife, follow me. I said, then I'm going to drive the Caddy back. So I went there. He had the original title for it even. Wow. So I bought it from him and I drove it straight to my friend's body shop. He was expert. He would only do, at the time, lacquer paint jobs. If you wanted enamel paint, take it somewhere else. He was expert at he crafted guy, really good. So he said, what are you doing with that? I says, it was faded blue. I says, I want you to do a whole beautiful paint job on that car, new white top, re-chrome those bumpers, and put some new interior on it. I want it looking good. So he says, all right, it's going to be here a while. I said, yeah, what do I care, And so I left the car there. The next day, Steve, he called me on the phone, and my wife would tell you, he called me. My wife is a keeper. If she spent time to drive and buy something, it's hers. It's not for sale. See, I'm different. My friend knew me. He said, Richie, there's a guy in the shop here. He saw your Caddy. He wants to buy it. I said, John, I just bought it. I told you I want to get things done to it. Yeah, but he wants to buy it. I said, it's not for sale. He says, Richie, I know you. If you hear the price he's offering, you're going to sell it. I said, it's not for sale. And he says, let me put him on. The guy told me what he was offering. I said, I should have kept it, Steve. I should have kept that damn car. I sold it. Damn, I don't know what's wrong with me.
K1GMM. There's nothing wrong with you. That's exactly how life goes, man. You ever play the shoulda, woulda, coulda game? Yeah, that game sucks, doesn't it? It's the worst. How many cars have we gotten rid of over a lifetime that we wish we never did? Not to mention vehicles that would be worth, $100,000 at this point. I know you watch Barrett Jackson and stuff, but it's funny you had a cleaning business. I had a cleaning business for when I moved to Vermont from Connecticut. Started up a cleaning business in 1989 and went through 2001, and it was really successful. Miserable work, man. Just the worst. I don't even know if I think it's worse than being a plumber. Plumbers make good money, and I did well. Really well. Actually we bought this house after about 6 weeks worth of work in that business. I landed big contracts up in Hawk Mountain, which is a big resort area just north of Ludlow. Huge contracts in Killington. Go in, and I only worked, dude, I was making a lot of money every day. But I only worked, and I loved the schedule because I was only working about 4 to 5 months out of the entire year. It was all seasonal, it was in the interim periods between, when ski season ends and all the people, they take off, they bug out, go home, the resorts close, and then I'd go in there and I'd basically pick up the mess, do all the upholstery, the carpets, draperies, and we're talking like, several hundred units, at a time. And it would keep me busy, dude. So it was like, balls to the wall for about 2 months straight at a time. But then I literally had the entire summer off, man. I'd do it all over again in the fall. It was a great job. Made a lot of money. But it was ugly. It really was. It's about the most unglorious thing that you could ever do. And you know that, right? I got dinner waiting for me. I got stuffed pepper, so I'm going to have to tuck tail and run. So you have a good evening, man. I'll let you tie it off. And starving. I can't believe you can't hear my stomach growling over my flapping yapper. KF2GG, K1GMM. Great to hear you again, Richie, and hopefully we do it again soon. Over.
Yes, hopefully real soon. I enjoyed the conversation. And I got to tell you, Steve, you got really, well, you know it. You've got phenomenal audio. If I sound like that, I'd be happy. Excellent audio. And yeah, the cleaning business. Yeah, man, I remember. There's stories I could tell you. That's for another time. The stories I can let you go. Stuffed peppers. Oh, the wife is Italian. She makes all those different things. Oh my God, I eat. I lost 38 pounds because I go walking every day 3 miles. But in any case, we'll save that for another time. Enjoy your dinner. We'll catch up with you later. Stay safe, Steve. 7-3, and I think Tony was out here.
All right, 7-3, Richie. You take care. Have a great evening. We'll catch you again soon. Hopefully tomorrow, maybe, if you're around. K1GMM.
See you later, Steve. Nice to hear you.
Hey, Tony the Tiger, man. Hope all is well, man. How's the pup?
Yeah, everything's okay. Same garbage. I got my second shot, so I'm all right.
Oh, good for you, man. Good for you. Good to hear you. Go ahead and pick it up with Richie there. Maybe if you're around when I get done. It's going to be a long haul, though, man. My eyes are glazing over, and I got drool coming out of my mouth. So, and yeah, maybe Richie will pick up where we left off and open the can of food. Get into the food. If your wife's Italian, oh man, you lucky dog. We'll catch you guys later. Have a good one. K1GM, I'm clear.
Yeah, and if I was Steve's next door neighbor, I mean, hey, Steve, I smell those stuffed peppers. Steve, knock on the door. He's saying, shh, that's Richie at the door. Don't answer the door. Steve, I see you. 7-3, Steve.
7-3.
See you later, Steve. So how are you doing there, Rich? I just flipping around the dial.
That right there, folks, is one of the biggest, baddest ESSB stations.
Yes, Tony, you sound great here.
I'm so glad I was able
I would
to.
say I hear this, I hear that. No, you sound great. And
for a second, I'm so glad I was able to catch him. I've been meaning to catch him for about a year. I think the last time I talked to him, I was looking for the Anon. And that is quite the compliment, because I take that compliment very seriously. He's one of the guys that knows what he's doing, as you can tell with audio. One of the top two. And there's the stomp on the floor, and dinner is ready. Boy, that's good timing, isn't it? 7-3 guys. I figured I'd post this for you. With all the ESSB talk and working on audio. Well, there you go, folks. We'll catch you later. Hope you had a great weekend. This is K1GMM. Upstairs.